These machines are the same, and we don't have any single pointed failures. So most of the time, if we buy one machine, we'll buy multiple of that same machine. So if one machine goes down, it's a plug and play.
Every morning when I come in, these machines are either still running or they have stopped for some reason, and I need to figure out what that reason was that they stopped.
It's been the best 2 years, honestly. I've learned so much at this company, and I don't regret a single decision.
How old are you, Daniel?
I'm 21, just turned 21.
Oh,
younger than me. I came into this knowing nothing about programming, G-code, the controls, and over the course of the past year and a half, I've got to where I'm at now, and I think I'm providing a lot of value for this company.
We need people, we need machinists, we need inspectors, and there are multiple different areas they can go to. It's not just working in the shop, you can be in purchasing, shipping, receiving, material movement. There's a lot of opportunity. You just got to get your foot in the door and kind of see where you fit.
What's up, everyone? It's Will here with PrefabTV. Just flew into Florida, and we've got Vinny back on. Another episode here. Today we're at Baker Hill Industries. They're an aerospace manufacturing plant, and we're going to get to see all sorts of kind of cool CNC machines, some tradesmen in here to interview. And Vinny, what else we got going on?
They got everything in here from, they build parts for rockets, for, F-35s, regular Airbuses. I guess, they got some secret stuff in here. They got some top secret stuff. I want to see how it is, everything from how they make it, how they cut it, how they quality control. We got a lot to cover. So yeah, let's go check it out.
Awesome.
Yes. Sweet. Whoa. Roads, where we're going, we don't need.
We're out here at Baker Hill Industries in Coral Springs, Florida. I've got Christian here and I've got Hector, and they're gonna give us kind of a cool tour of the factory and tell us how the trades are involved here in the aerospace industry. So Christian, first things first, what is Baker Hill Industries? What do you guys do?
So we have a 30,000 square foot facility here. We've been here in Coral Springs since 1982. We develop parts, manufacture parts for all the large OEMs, Pratt & Whitney, Aerojet Rocketdyne, Blue Origin, GE. So just to name a few, Parker Hannifin. We can manufacture anything from the size of your fingertip up to 80 inches in diameter. So pretty impressive stuff. We do anything from 3-axis milling, small turning, large turning, 5-axis milling. We have a large array of machines here.
So Christian, when you're saying so aerospace, is it, fighter jets, spaceship stuff, rocket stuff, what
Absolutely, yeah. So we build primary engine for Space Shuttle main engine, RL-10 rocket engine, RS-25 rocket engine, F-35, F-22, to name a few.
Oh, that's awesome. So when you guys actually see them on television or stuff like that, do you ever brag and go, hey, that's...
All the time, yeah. We go to the air shows, and there's some of the parts that we're the only manufacturer of. And I look in the sky and I know my parts up there, which is super impressive. Brings chills to my skin. And the great thing over my 10 years, I've even had the opportunity of seeing astronauts come through our facility and just see the parts that are going into the engines that they're taking off in, and thanking us personally. So it's a great feeling.
How long have you been here?
I've been here since 1995. I started right out of trade school.
In manufacturing on the milling machines. Since then, I actually became the lead of building number 2, which we do have 2 different buildings here. And now I'm the manufacturing manager, less than 10 years, right?
Very cool. So tell us a little bit, what are we gonna see today in the factory? What's gonna be going on? We saw a lot of machines when we walked in. What do they do, and how does it all work?
Some of the stuff that you'll see some 5-axis machines, you'll see some 10 pallet machines, you'll see 4 pallet machines, milling machines.
For someone dumb like me, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yes, we're cutting metal. So some of the metals that we cut here are titanium, steel, and Inconel.
And who's running this system right now? Is there someone running around doing all these at the same time?
Yeah, the great thing about it is we're trying to, do as much automation as possible. So we'll set up our machines, they'll set them up, and they'll run for a few hours uninterrupted, and then they'll be able to go to another machine, get that set up, and let that run uninterrupted.
So maximum efficiency is what you guys are aiming for, yeah?
These machines are the same, and we don't have any single pointed failures. So most of the time, if we buy one machine, we'll buy multiple of that same machine. So if one machine goes down, it's a plug and play.
How many people are looking after, for instance, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 machines? Is there just one person that monitors?
So we'll have one guy running all 4 of these machines.
Tell us a little about what you're working on here, what you do here at Baker Hill, and how you got into it.
Well, here at Baker Hill, I am one of the machinists on the floor. What I do all day is I take chunks of metal and I make it into cool parts that go in, planes, rockets, cars, things that we use every day. I got into it. My boss over yonder hired me. I knew nothing. I started in deburr. I didn't know my elbow from a micrometer. I didn't know a caliper was something that went in a car before I started working here. So I really started with nothing. And then one day they were like, hey, you want to try running a machine? My first thought was it couldn't be harder than a video game. Why not? So they threw me on a machine. They were like, here's your first 5-axis. And that's what I started on. And I've been running all 3 of these ever since.
Jillian, because I know a lot of people always want to ask, how's the money? How's the money? Are you comfortable? Are you buying stuff? And what's the first buy that you were like, I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it, and I bought it?
I think the money is like a question for everybody. Everybody always could use more money. So it's just like, it's like they give you and then you want more. You always want more. So in order to get more, you have to earn more. You have to do more. Yep. You have to prove that you're worth it. And then, you go from there. I think my first purchase, though, was repairing my car. I got some new tires on my car. I tried to be responsible with it. Once you get that chunk of change, you're like, okay, this needs to go towards something that I can use every day,
What would you say to somebody that's seriously doesn't know what they want to do? They're not making any money. They don't want to go to college. What would you tell them, like, especially in a field like this, where this isn't that lavish, oh my God, we're out there, I'm not an influencer or something. What would you tell somebody that's kind of hesitant about getting into work like this?
I would say do your research. It is a lot of math. It is a lot of reading. You do have to have some logic and know-how. So common sense is always helpful. But if you're good with your hands and you want to do something that's rewarding, contribute to everyday society. Like we do things for everyday people. We do things for planes, like we get on a plane, we go somewhere. So I think if somebody wants to do it, they should research it and then go for it.
And day to day, kind of what are your tasks here? What's going on here on this desk? What are all these notes, parts?
Everything every day. It's a lot of paperwork because we can't sell parts without paperwork, and papers are useless without the parts that go with them. I start by checking parts. Every morning when I come in, these machines are either still running or they have stopped for some reason, and I need to figure out what that reason was that they stopped.
What is this machine actually doing right now? What is this one behind us doing?
This one right now is running one of our arms. This is the left arms. I always know that my numbers. I never know that. But I'm running 915s here. Right now it's just running one of my blending tools. It's finishing a radius on the outside of my part in the machine right now.
Where's that part? What does this part wind up on?
What does it end up on?
F-35 military jet.
Military jet. It goes in the back of the plane where it opens and closes for the thrust.
Jill, looking at the machine, so is that water getting pumped down onto it and then it's cutting with like a drill bit, kind of?
That is a mixture of water and a coolant that we use so we don't burn out our animals, we don't harm the part. And we have to check the concentration of that at the beginning of every week is when I like to do it. We have to keep it within a certain percentage so it doesn't burn out our tools or compromise our parts.
And everything you're telling us now, you learned here on the job.
I learned here on the job.
And you were getting paid while you learned. That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so Hector grabbed me from the middle of the factory and said, you gotta come look at this machine. You said it's the big boy. Everyone wants to see it when they come in here. What do you do?
This machine behind us is actually the DMC 125. It has 183 tool holders, and it's an insane machine. It has dual pallets. It has a nutating head. Let's just check it out.
First of all, it looks like somebody spilled milk all over this damn thing. What does that thing actually do? That's the part right there?
Yes. So the part is actually sitting in the fixture. But yes, the white stuff that you see there, that's coolant. That's so we don't burn up any of our tools or the part.
Got you. And so what does this piece go on top of? What is that thing gonna sit on?
This is the machine table, and this is a fixture here. and then we actually clamp it, and the part is sitting inside.
Oh, the part's inside?
Yes, the part is here. It's actually a titanium part.
And where's the part going to be? Is it going on an airplane? Is it going?
Yes, it is an airplane.
Oh, really? You can't tell us where? Is it secret? We're going to find out later, and I'm going to tell you guys.
All right, so now we're here with Daniel. Daniel's a machinist here at Baker Hill. Tell us a little bit about what your role is and how you got into it.
So right now I'm a machinist on the lathe department. In high school, I was in the machinist class. I went to a technical college, so technical high school. So we did high school and a technical program. So I did machinist. I came here in 2021 as like a field trip, and I loved it a lot. So I came, when I graduated, I was working at another company, then I left and I came here, and been the best 2 years, honestly. I've learned so much at this company, and I don't regret a single decision.
How old are you, Daniel?
I'm 21, just turned 21.
Oh, younger than me.
Oh, younger than this guy.
Yeah, that's insane. What trade school would you go to? What was it called?
Atlantic Technical.
ATC. Okay,
gotcha.
shout out ATC.
Yeah.
What exactly did that education path look like? Were you coming into here to work, or was it all hands-on there?
It was majority hands-on there, and then I wanted to do a lot of more CNC. Since I'm going to become a mechanical engineer, that's what I'm going to college for now. I wanted to get a hands-on learning experience of how to actually make the parts so I can be a better engineer, and that's why I got here.
Any of your friends, Daniel? Did anybody else come with you, or what do your friends say? Because some of them are.
Actually, Josh, that works in the mill department, he went to college, high school with me. Joe, right there, that guy.
Oh, sick.
He went to Palm Beach Technical High School, so
Good.
it's like it's a really good company to get into and learn.
And these are jobs that AI, ChatGPT, none of these places, they're not going to take your job, bro. You guys have to. This is job security at the highest.
There has to be someone there checking. These are precise parts that always need a precision.
When you're kind of working in a day-to-day, what does your day-to-day process look like? What time are you getting to work? What are you doing throughout the day?
So I get to work 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Leave, depending if I have school or not, 4:30 or 1:15. From here I go to school. Come in, clock in, look around, check my notes, check whatever I'm working on, talk to the manager, see what I have to do, and get to work.
Yeah. And you're grinding really hard. Is the money good?
Yeah.
Really good.
Honestly, for a college student, I cannot ask for better.
Do you know anyone your age making more money than you?
No. I'm a full-time student, and I don't work as many hours. I'm a part-time, so it's honestly, there's no other company that would. I'm surprised these people still keep with me the amount of hours I work.
But the way they look at it is they're investing in you now,
exactly,
and long term. I mean, you can be like Christian here, who started here at 16 and he's still working here, right?
Yep, exactly.
So Daniel, what machine are you? Is this your main machine that you're working on?
I'm working on two. Working on this one and that one, that and beyond over there.
And are they the same machine, or is
No, this is a single turret, single spindle. That one's single turret, dual spindle.
And what are you making here?
So right now I'm working on an Aerojet part. Not too complicated. It gets complicated. Just roughing out a bunch. Over there, I'm making bushings, really tight tolerance, dual spindle.
Gotcha. So these goes on jets and airplanes?
Yeah, all that.
Oh, that's sick, bro.
All right, so now we've also got Josh here. Josh and Dan, you guys both went to trade school together. So I think a question a lot of our viewers want to know is, what trade school do they go to? Do they go to a community college? Do they go to a direct vocational school? Like, what are their options, and how did you pick your school?
Well, traditionally, I would have thought to go to a regular high school, but I wanted to go into a technical high school that'll get me set up for a career path that's more in tune to my interests. So ATC, Atlantic Tech, it helped me narrow down my search and definitely set me up for a career that I like.
And how'd you know you wanted to get into this job? Like, at what age? Were you like 10 years old and you saw a rocket and you're like, hell yeah, that's what I want to do? Or what was it?
I mean, that's a flattering story, but I mostly work a lot with my hands. My father and previous generations, we were all kind of like blue-collar workers, and I just enjoyed playing with Legos and building stuff. This is a career that's more keen of what I'm interested in.
Shout out to Lego for freaking giving us Josh. I mean, now, because of Josh, now airplanes are freaking flying all over the country, bro. Great.
And then, Daniel, same question to you. Someone's, I don't know, in their early teens, they're looking like career path. What do they want to do with their life? They have no idea. What would you recommend to them about, if they are interested in something like this, how to get into it?
Honestly, I think every high school student should do a technical school. You get both worlds. You get high school and a technical program, And if you don't want to go to college right after, you have a technical skill, they can come straight out of college and go right here.
And the skills you have here, they apply to more than just aerospace, correct?
Every part, anything you make, the cameras, the microphone, your phone, that mic, sunglasses, everything is manufacturing. So you can do anything everywhere.
There's a lot of job security. You got your job for life. Okay. Now, looking down into the future, what can you do with this career? Where can you go? What other career paths are there? Start with you, John.
It differs for everybody, but I am trying to get as much experience as I can for CNC machining. And there's a step above where you can do CNC programming, which is making the programs to actually run these parts, how to set up a machine. So that's what I'm planning to do within maybe the next 5 years. But this company has helped me grow a lot. I could definitely tell like the speed of my setup times, my understanding of how the tools interact with the material is getting better. That's where I see myself.
Cool. And how do you, will you learn those skills for the programming here? Will they teach you that, or will you go to more school for it?
A little bit of both. I know there's another program in Palm Beach State that I'm looking into. Some of my colleagues have taken that course as well. So pretty good reviews. And also I have the opportunity to ask a lot of my superiors and people that have been here for longer than me and more experience than me questions about programming or machining. So I could always ask for a helping hand.
Where do you want to be in the next 5 years?
So I'm going to school for mechanical engineering, like I said, and in 5 years, I'll be in the engineering department. So that's why I'm doing this. I'll be drawing the drawings that I'm making. So it's like I'm making the parts that I'll be drawing. And that way, doing this, for the future, I'll get better at what I'm going to do. So that's why I think this is the best place I can be right now.
Yeah, like people don't realize like these youngsters are responsible for the fighter jets that are out, going overseas and fighting in wars and protecting us, and on regular planes. Like you're sitting at 30,000 feet in the air, and it has to be, these guys have to be precise, bro. They can't be lollygagging. Think about a 21-year-old is responsible for keeping you safe in the sky and not falling out of the sky.
And this goes back to like the whole PrefabTV kind of channel idea. Is like there's so many people that work these thankless jobs.
Yep.
They make a lot of money doing it.
Yep.
But everything you do, going into the buildings you walk into, the cars you drive, the planes you ride on to go places, like everything you do is made by someone, and someone needs to do that.
Yep.
And I think a lot of it is like these trade schools where people don't know about it until we talk to people like this. These are smart, really well-off kids that are doing great things here. And yeah, it seems like an interesting career path and something that's fulfilling also.
All right, guys, we're here with Joe. Joe, can you please tell us a little bit about what you do here, how you found out about the company, and a little background about yourself.
Of course, I'm here right now running a new VTL that we have here at Baker Hill. I went to trade school for CNC machining, programming, Palm Beach State College. Okay. Great program, learning GD&T, blueprints, machining, programming, using measuring and inspection tools. Right now we are running these parts on the VTL, a vertical lathe machine. Okay. Super good for large round parts, turning large round parts. And I also work in the small turning department. So we have a lot of milling, we have a lot of lathe in this company, and we utilize both to make a lot of different parts.
So Joe, what got you into this? Like what, how old are you? If you don't
I'm 21.
21 years old. 21, what made you think about this type of stuff? And did somebody direct you? Was somebody in your family, or was it something that you saw?
Funny enough, I grew up in mechanics, working on cars.
Oh, sick.
And that mechanical mindset led me into designing, led me into wanting to make something out of nothing. That's exactly what we do here, and that's exactly what the manufacturing industry is about, I think. Taking a raw piece of material, turning into a super complex part, and it could be applied in the automotive, in the aerospace, medical industry. And that's what I love about it, just being able to take something out of nothing.
Gotcha. Anybody in your family, was everybody mechanics in the family?
Everybody was mechanics.
Gotcha.
First one now turning more towards machining, and yeah.
You went to a vocational trade school, right? When you were in high school and you were like, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to go to a 4-year college. I'm going to go get my degree in, I don't know, English or something like that. Right. What made you confident that I'm taking the right path going to trade school? Why were you confident in that?
That's a great question. I thought about that a lot, actually, because friends and family think that 4-year college is the big thing, and that's where the opportunities are. but I saw a lot of opportunities in manufacturing, and the fact that it doesn't take 4 years of schooling, it doesn't take a ton of money. You know, if you commit, work hard for 6 months or a year, go to trade school, focus on something that you love, or learn about something that you might like, which is exactly what I did. And then there's so many opportunities out there right now for manufacturing, and the industry is growing big time.
And like at the end of the day, what training aside, is it difficult? Is it hard to do it, or is it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of freaking effort? Because I know some people are probably like, they see all these, gadgets and numbers, and I'm like, I just looked at it, I almost threw up. Is it hard? Is it really hard to learn?
No, it's not actually. I think a little bit of time, a little bit of hard work, that's exactly what it takes. I came into this knowing nothing about programming, G-code, the controls, and over the course of the past year and a half, I've got to where I'm at now, and I think I'm providing a lot of value for this company. Sick. And I think everybody else and anybody else can do the same thing.
Sick. What you're cutting, where does this thing wind up?
So right here, I believe this will go into a jet engine. This is a part that we call the spinner. This part uses both types of machines that I mentioned earlier, milling machines and lathe machines. Super fun part, complicated part, tight tolerances. And the tolerance is basically the deviation you're allowed on the specific part in size-wise, dimension-wise.
All right, so heading into quality control here.
These are the people that make sure everything is working right.
Yeah. Who we got here? How's it going? I'm Will.
Hi, I'm Fayon.
Nice to meet you. What do you do here?
I'm Vincent. I'm a quality source inspector.
Okay.
For the company. So essentially, a run through of my job is when the parts come off the machine and they come into quality, I have to make sure all the parts are conforming to customer requirements. I usually review a blueprint, a customer blueprint, and I follow the traveler, in which we have like routers in which we list the whole document from start to beginning. It's like the birth certificate for each part.
Gotcha.
It follows the part all the way through all of the processes. And quality's job is to essentially make sure all the processes have been completed and they have been completed well.
So fam, when you see, are you actually looking at the actual product itself or just the birth certificate?
No, we look at everything. We look at all the paperwork, we look at all the parts, we use different inspection items in here to verify the different dimensions and requirements on the parts. So we look at a vast range of things when we're inspecting our parts.
Cool. And how'd you get started in this? What sparked your interest?
I went to a technical high school in Coconut Creek, Florida, and I did a machining trade. And machining is a trade.
Mm-hmm. Similar to who we just talked about here, yeah?
Similar to probably Joe or Daniel. Yeah. Daniel and I had the same teacher.
Oh, that's okay. See, okay, I got you.
His name is Kevin Finan. We came from the same teacher. We went to the same school. But Daniel went into manufacturing and machining, and I went into quality.
Nice.
I preferred quality more so than running a machine, so I personally didn't want to be behind the machine making everything. I'd rather tell you if it's good or not.
I got you.
I'm like, yep, we're good to keep going, or no, we got to stop and we got to dig a little.
You're more of the food critic instead of the chef. You're like, I'll taste it and let you know where you guys messed up.
Let you know.
Yeah, that's what.
Rather than me go put it all together myself, you know?
Okay, so you went to trade school and then...
I went to trade school. I met Christian. He came to one of our school events and I actually gave him a tour of the school when I was in high school. Okay. So then when I did graduate and I was looking for a job, I started here part-time. I wanted to just get my feet wet because I didn't really know a lot. You know, you don't know a lot coming out of school. You kind of have like imposter syndrome sometimes. You're just like, I don't know, like it was my first job. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if what I know is going to be good enough or if I'll be good enough. And I've been here 6 years. I've been promoted. I've done well. Good. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be willing to learn and accept and learn from any mistakes that you do make along the way, you know?
All right, so now we're kind of going to get a one-on-one interview with Christian here. So Christian, from what we understand, you like skipped college, you got right into the trades immediately, and obviously you've been doing it for a long time now, built a successful career. Tell us how you got started, what got you interested, and why you've kind of stuck with it for so long.
Sure. Yeah, so I bypassed college, went directly into precision manufacturing trade school during high school. So I was 17 years old when I started here at Baker Hill. I worked as a precision manufacturing machinist for 10 years, running CNC mills, lathes, manual machines, learning the entire trade. I had such a passion for manufacturing. Went into quality, learned to be an inspector, became a certified quality inspector, became quality supervisor, quality assurance manager for 15 years, understanding all the regulatory requirements, everything that it takes to make precision manufacturing components. And then for the last 5 years, been leading the charge as general manager.
Are you seeing like the more of the youth kind of starting to go this way, or is it just stagnant and it's just not happening? And if there's something that you could do to get the word out to these younger folks that aren't doing anything, that aren't working, that aren't doing anything, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would say industry is definitely suffering.
Okay.
We're not seeing enough individuals getting into the trade. So we're constantly working with local schools and colleges to try to promote kids to come into the industry. But we're certainly, this industry is lacking because a lot of the individuals that have started, 40 years ago, they're retiring, and there's no real fresh blood coming in.
Gotcha. And what do you think is it because it's not like so flashy and alluring to the people? But I mean, because these jobs are freaking necessary. Like the type of stuff that you guys are working on with, fighter jets and, rockets and stuff that's in the satellites and stuff. Like people, we need this type of work.
Yeah, and the opportunities are endless in this trade. We have individuals that work here that started right out of trade school, young kids, about 20 years old, and they're loving it. They're learning so much, and they're advancing quickly. They're making great livings where their friends that chose to go to college for 4 years are graduating after 4 years with a ton of student debt, and these guys are buying homes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible. And young kid coming out of high school, they're looking for a job. They want to be hired by you. What skills and character traits are you looking for from these young new hires?
Yeah, we're looking for great work ethic, passion and desire to want to learn and grow. If they have the manufacturing experience, it's a plus, but great personality. If they want to learn, we're here to teach them.
Like as a company, is that kind of a mantra that you've taken on now where you like to educate on the job a lot, or how does that work?
I mean, it's great when they come in with experience, but if they don't, we just take a slower approach and we start them from the ground up. And we've had women that come in and they start as deburring technicians, and then we have them loading machines for a few months, and then they start to make offsets on the machines, and then they're setting the machines up. So, depending on the level and the skill that they come in with, we can develop a training process just for them.
Cool. And how does someone apply to work here if they wanted to?
You could apply online at bakerhillindustries.com. You can stop in and fill out a resume.
And you made a good point about the females, like just walking around. We've seen like Jill and Amanda and just a lot. You don't see a lot of females, but I think that this is just an avenue that they should be exploring because, like you said, the money's there. You don't need that much experience. You come on. I mean, like you said, Jill was what was she doing before she got to this job?
I believe she was in retail.
And retail, and then going from retail to working on machines that are almost $2 million and actually making a difference. And she has money, and she's talking about buying stuff and wanting to buy a house. So I think it's like the female aspect of it, I think, needs to be open as well because you don't see that many females, but the ones that I've seen today are all crushing it. They're all killing it.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we're here with the big man on campus here. We got Matt Ricci here. Matt, tell us a little bit about what your role is here and how long you've been doing this.
So my role as president means everything falls under. I'll pack shipping parts. I was just taking the trash out actually, so I'll do whatever needs to be done. But mainly it's to be able to guide the company, take advantage of the opportunities in aerospace, which there are many now, and continue to give my team what they need to execute our plan.
Okay, and you've been doing this for how long?
I've been here for 25 years. Started out as a 6-month sales gig and then got hooked by the industry. Love it. It's super cool to make parts for jet engines, rockets, missiles. I mean, it gives you that exhilaration, no doubt.
Nice. Just looking around because they're all looking up here because the president's up here.
Right.
But so Matt, it goes because we've been down there. We've seen the younger group. You've seen the older group. It's just everybody's happy. Everybody's dynamic. From the males, from the females, everybody. How do you keep that culture like so positive? I mean, these guys are busting their butts. It's not like they're sitting around on break. How do you keep that culture going in a place that's so high demand for work?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of opportunity. We show them the opportunities. As a business owner and building a business and trying to achieve new goals year after year, we need resources. We need people. We need people that are excited about what they're doing. We need people that are willing to learn and want to take that step up in their careers. And a lot of what I find is a lot of young kids, when they get nervous about, oh, should I take this step or that step? But what they need to understand is they are a solution to our problems, right? Like that whole generation, we need people, we need machinists, we need inspectors, and there are multiple different areas they can go to. It's not just working in the shop, it's you can be in purchasing, shipping, receiving, material movement. There's a lot of opportunity. You just got to get your foot in the door and kind of see where you fit, right? So for us, it's phenomenal to be able to get younger people in here, because they're excited. They get new ideas. That's one thing that we've benefited from a lot from these guys, is I like to pull out ideas from people.
What do you say to kind of all these young people that aren't looking for this jobs? They want to go be TikTok influencers. They want to go, I don't know, be a lawyer, be a doctor, which are great careers. But at the same time, there's a job shortage here, and there's people like you willing to pay a lot of money to these young kids, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you say to that young kid, 18 years old, that might be kind of considering their options? What do you say to them? What kind of words of advice do you have?
Yeah, so there's, especially in our industry with aerospace, you got a long lead, there's longevity to it, there's stability in it. We can't just it's not like a faucet you can turn it on and off. Some of the raw material that we buy in order to make the parts that we make, it takes up to 2 years for us to get that metal. So our customers have long-term commitments to us. We make long-term commitments to our employees. And sometimes people get into that grass is greener mentality, I can be making a couple extra bucks over here and over here. And next thing you know, and we've experienced that, they come back and they're knocking on our door, because it's exciting, it's stable. You can take these talents and the background that you have and the machining capability or inspection, whatever, and go anywhere in the world, right? These are transferable globally. So that gives young people flexibility too. If you're not tied down by a family or whatever, if there's a certain sector of any industry that starts to have a downturn, you've got an asset in yourself that you're going to be able to benefit from anywhere on the planet.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap on today's shoot here at Baker Hill Industries. We got to see all sorts of different cool trades, how they get these kind of plane parts created, made, and manufactured. Vinny, you got any cool takeaways?
Yeah, I just felt like, you got to see from start to finish just how they cut these pieces. Dude, they're parts of freaking planes that, you never look up and be like, oh my God, yeah, it happens over here. But just from the quality of the employees here, the youth, the younger people. We had older people that were working here since they were 17 with Christian, to Fayon and Daniel, everybody that are 21 years old, bro. They have that go-getter mentality. They got money in their pockets. They want to keep growing at the company. I just think, like, the more light that we're shedding, that this actual industry is actually really, really good. It's not it's not glitz and glamour like all the other jobs out there, but I think it's necessary. I think it's lucrative, and I just want hopefully these type of episodes wake people up to, like, how amazing this industry actually is.
Yeah, and it's good to get into another kind of separate niche of the industry, right? So we're trades, but here we're aerospace. We were on construction sites before, but it's the same kind of education path. It doesn't take a 4-year degree and $80,000 worth of debt to have a successful career and get yourself going in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And that message is clear. Like, it's coming through every industry. So lots of opportunities out there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any other things you'd like us to go tour. But that's it for us.
Yeah.
Thanks. Peace out.
See you guys next episode. Bye-bye.